This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Our top story this evening, former Sarasota County Sheriff's Deputy and convicted felon Frank Bybee is on his way to prison tonight.
A judge sentencing Bybee to 15 years in prison for several convictions, including kidnapping and exploiting the elderly. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick was in the courtroom today. She joins us now live from the Sarasota County Judicial Center with the latest. Jess?
Jacqueline, Scott, the judge heard from both sides one last time before making his decision. It's something that he says he's thought long and hard about. After the state asked for a maximum of 30 years and the defense asked for a minimum of 8, Frank Bybee will spend 15 years behind bars, followed by another 10 of probation.
He embarrassed law enforcement, he embarrassed the sheriff's office, and he's wrecked his life. He's wrecked his life of his family.
Tears ran down Frank Bybee's face as the defense talked about his family. Now sentenced to serve 15 years in prison, Bybee won't be around to see his 3 young boys grow up.
And he is extremely close with those 3 boys. I mean, they're 16, 12, and 3.
Bybee's soon-to-be ex-wife was in the courtroom when he learned his fate. Sheriff Tom Knight and a team of deputies there as well for this final chapter of the Bybee saga.
On January 23rd, I told this community that we had a criminal. We had arrested out of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, and I was right. We said back then we knew he was a criminal, and he got what he deserved today.
Just last month, Bybee was convicted of kidnapping, exploiting the elderly, and a number of fraud charges, acquitted of attempted murder. His victim, 80-year-old Marcia Soul.
What he did, sending fake emails to her doctor and taking her out of, essentially taking her out of the community for 14 days. And he took that time, that 14 days, to steal her money, go into her accounts, essentially go through everything in her home, is just reprehensible that law enforcement could do such a thing.
Judge Donald Mason seemingly struggling with determining a sentence as a former law enforcement officer himself.
You've heard every one of these people sitting in this courtroom today with a uniform on. You've heard every single one of them. You've made their job that much tougher by your action in a time when being a cop is a tough thing to be.
Frank Bybee walking out of the courtroom for the last time, telling his wife that he loves her one more time. The defense is appealing that kidnapping conviction. They say it'll be interesting to see what happens if that goes through. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jess. A Sarasota County Sheriff's sergeant and deputy were also in court today facing criminal contempt of court charges for an incident that was revealed during the Frank Bybee trial. Sergeant Christopher Felix and Deputy Chris Butler admitted to meeting the night before they took the stand in the Bybee trial to watch a recording of the night that they responded to Bybee's victim, Marcia Soul's house. There was a court order on witness sequestration. Felix and Butler told the judge that they didn't discuss the video and that their intent was to recall what Soul had told them that night. The judge found both men not guilty of criminal contempt. And remember, for updates on local breaking news like the Bybee case, you can download the latest updated version of our app. Android users will get that update automatically, but iPhone users will need to go to the App Store and re-download the app. All you have to do is search for WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, let's find out what's happening in our weather tonight. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan keeping track of that on another nice day on the Suncoast. Bob?
Yeah, it just keeps going, doesn't it? Beautiful weather today. We have a weak frontal boundary. You can see that quite clearly on the satellite imagery stretching out into the Gulf of Mexico. It's rather diffuse, though. We don't see a large line of showers associated with it. Again, this front will continue to push off to the south. As it does so, we can expect just a little bit of a drier, slightly cooler air, but not a big change at all. And in fact, the rain chances staying less than 20%. Another gorgeous sunset about to take place, already starting. 77 degrees, dew point is at 68, and the winds are out of the west-northwest. They're at 7 miles an hour. The pressure is starting to bounce back up there now. 29.96 inches. Temperatures cooler near the coast, still warmer inland. Today's highs were in the mid to upper 80s in places like, actually into Polk County, as well as into Highlands and Hardy and DeSoto counties. A little bit cooler near the coast, upper 70s to mid 70s right now. 79 in Venice, 79 in Inglewood, and the Gulf water temperature now at 76 degrees. Well, the evening planner looks good, and if you're heading outdoors, not a problem. Temperature 69 by by 11 o'clock under mostly fair skies. Your complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. After 2 years coaching Southeast High School's football team, head coach Rashad West has resigned. That resignation comes on the heels of 6 Southeast High School football players being suspended for playing for 4 weeks. Those suspensions due to an altercation following the Southeast Wauchula-Hardy game. The team also had to forfeit 6 games earlier this year due to using a player that was academically ineligible. The search for a new football coach at Southeast will begin immediately.
A proposal that would make it harder for future lawmakers in the Sunshine State to raise taxes is gaining new momentum. If approved, voters would be asked if they want to pass a constitutional amendment that would require approval from 2/3 of the House and Senate to raise taxes and fees in the future. Currently, tax and fee hikes can be approved by simple majorities of 50% plus 1. Governor Rick Scott making an appearance to lobby for that measure today, along with a nearly $180 million package of tax and fee cuts that he introduced on Monday.
We've cut taxes 75 times. We'll cut taxes again this year. Because what happens if you do it, you end up with more revenues. I think our general revenues are up 36% since I got elected.
If lawmakers go along with that proposal, it would need support from 60% of voters during the November 2018 election to pass.
Capitol Hill is all in on tax reform, with the clock ticking down to their Thanksgiving break and only a few working weeks left until the end of the year. Will Republicans get it passed? ABC's Serena Marshall has the latest from Washington.
Today on Capitol Hill, it's the Senate's turn to take a whack at tax cuts.
America is ready for tax reform again to get new jobs and opportunities and a significant tax relief for the middle class.
But the Senate plan is much different than what the House has proposed. It will not repeal the estate tax or shrink the number of tax brackets, and it would get rid of all state and local deductions, while delaying the corporate tax rate until 2019. Why? It costs too much. The Independent Tax Policy Center found the House version would lead to 1 in 4 Americans paying more taxes in 10 years than they do now, while the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office said it would raise the deficit $1.7 trillion. That's $200 billion too much to pass the Senate with just Republican support. House Republicans say it's still early in the process.
We have a framework that we established with the White House and the Senate, and these bills are being written inside that framework.
Democrats argue neither bill actually helps the middle class.
The Republican majority has repeatedly promised a middle-class tax bill. But instead, they've concocted a bill grounded in tax cuts for big corporations and the very rich.
The president's top economic advisor on CNBC seemed to back up that view.
The most excited group out there are big CEOs about our tax plan.
Trying to align the two chambers could take more time than President Trump wants to spend. He's pushing to sign a tax cut bill by the end of the year. Republicans in both chambers feeling the political pressure going into 2018. One GOP senator not mincing his words, saying if Republicans don't get tax cuts, they will not survive the midterms. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. Richard, a down day on Wall Street from start all the way to finish.
I'm afraid that was exactly the case, although I have to tell you it could have been a whole lot worse. As Henry Wadsworth Longfellow said, into every life some rain must fall. Well, it was raining buckets this morning, and I mean buckets, down 253 points at the low of the day. But the good news is we didn't finish with losses anywhere near that number. I apologize for the lack of graphics, but let me share with you what did happen today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down by just over 101 points, 0.4%, closing at 23,461 on volume of 741 million shares. The Nasdaq 6750.05, down 39 points, 0.6%, that on volume of 1,689 million shares. The S&P down 10 points, 2,584.62, a loss of 0.4%. Well, talking about losses, you're probably familiar with a retailer by the name of Macy's. I know you are. Well, guess what? Their stock so far this year has been down by a whopping 47%. But not the case today. Their shares were up by 11% after the company said its third quarter sales were slightly below expectations, but they were looking forward to a very successful holiday season. And as their CEO said, and I quote, "The fourth quarter is where we really shine." Well, let's hope they really shine, because they've got some work to do. And Scott and Jacqueline, I did the math, 46 days until Christmas. So Well, it'll be here in no time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was around that quick.
Yep.
If my math is right.
And then, so that's the news on Macy's. What about Dillard's? How are they doing?
Well, you've heard guilt by association. This was positive guilt by association. Its shares were up by 12% today for the very same reasoning that Macy's was up by 11. So let's hope those ongoing figures are absolutely on the mark.
Retailers showing some life. All
Yes.
right. Richard, thanks so much.
You're very welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, the father of the man accused of gutting down worshipers Sunday at a Texas church breaks his silence.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus a method that has helped breast cancer survivors. How long should patients continue treatment? Coming up in Health Smart.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
Supan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $279 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The father of the man accused of gunning down worshipers Sunday at a Texas church is breaking his silence. He says he was not ready to speak with the media yet, but off camera, he told ABC his family is grieving. And as ABC's Maggie Ruley shows us, grief is something everyone in the small-knit community of Sutherland Springs, Texas, is feeling.
The scars of Sunday's mass shooting will mark this small Texas community for a long time.
We're all searching for answers.
The pastor here is calling for the church to be torn down. He lost his daughter in the shooting and says there will be too much pain for the members to worship in this building again.
It's just been really hard.
Investigators are now trying to learn more about the man who walked into this church and took 26 innocent lives. Their biggest problem, breaking into the shooter's heavily encrypted cell phone. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein says the shooter gave up his rights to privacy when he decided to open fire and blames the phone's manufacturer for designing a system that the federal government cannot access even with a court order.
Maybe we eventually will find a way to get into that phone, but it is going to cost a great deal of time and money, and in some cases, it costs us lives. That's a very high price to pay.
In the wake of a similar case in San Bernardino, California, Apple CEO Tim Cook explained the company's position to ABC's David Muir.
This case is not about one phone. This case is about the future. What is at stake here is, can the government compel Apple to write software that we believe would make hundreds of millions of customers vulnerable around the world?
We don't know what kind of phone the shooter had, but Apple says it has already reached out to authorities offering to help this investigation any way they can. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Sutherland Springs, Texas.
The disaster wrought by Hurricane Maria has set off a debate across Puerto Rico whether to stay or go. Friends, family, and co-workers arguing over the morality of leaving for the U.S. mainland versus staying to rebuild. More than 140,000 Puerto Ricans have left since the storm hit, and some experts estimate more than 300,000 more could leave in the next 2 years. The exodus creating a massive population loss for that U.S. territory, which is struggling to recover from what was it, a strong Cat 4 when it hit there?
Yeah, and then a Cat 5 prior to that, had that problems as well, and the other islands that are just devastated as well. So it's tough going there. And, it looks like things are calming down in the tropics now. We still have a couple of weeks left before the official end, but there's no usually major storms around this time of year because the water temperature has cooled down significantly. Here's what's going on with our weather. It's been very nice here as of late. Novanways, a webcam showing just a little bit of fog this morning, very thin layer of fog, and that quickly burned off. We saw some high clouds move in too. And with the winds picking up associated with this front and the pressure gradient tightening, we don't think that we're going to see much problem with fog tomorrow morning, and it looks as though we have another gorgeous sunset tonight as a result of some high clouds that have moved on in, and the sun looks like, again, is going to be pretty nice tonight. There it is right there, a beautiful shot, and those colors will light up again once the sun gets below the horizon here in just about an hour. Well, here's what's going on as far as the photos go. I want to show you this. This is last night. We showed these at 11 o'clock. Cindy Desmond getting this reflection off the pond there, as you see. And then currently at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport, we are looking at fair skies. Right now, 77 degrees. And the dew point temperature and now at 68 degrees. Humidity at 74%. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 7. The pressure to 9.96 inches. That's slightly higher than just about an hour ago. 78, the Bradenton Country Club. Parrish at 79. Waterleaf 80. Bradenton at 78. 78 in Palm Air and Siesta Key now. 77 comfortable degrees there. 79 in Osprey, and temperatures down south into Osprey and Nokomis and also Inglewood, all pretty much in the upper 70s. 82 in Northport, 78 in Rotunda, and Plantation at 82 degrees. Well, looks great again tomorrow. No threat of any rainfall. This front, a rather weak one at that, as the main area of low pressure stays well to our north. There's not much lift with this front. Temperatures will be just a little bit cooler tomorrow. Upper 70s to right around 80 degrees at the beaches, and in the low 80s just around Lakewood Ranch and places to the east thereof, and looks like maybe a little bit drier air. Well, here's the futurecast showing the front kind of sneaks on by overnight and not much rain. As I mentioned, a few showers on the east coast, some cloudiness around tomorrow to start the day off, but we'll see generally partly cloudy skies, and then a few showers along the east coast to start the day off. I should say on Friday in the evening we'll see a few showers there. And then that tries to work its way all the way over on Saturday, so we'll keep a very small chance for a few showers in the forecast on Veterans Day in the afternoon. It should not be a big problem, though. And this shouldn't be a big problem either. In fact, it's lost its tropical characteristics. No longer a tropical storm. Rena is continuing to move off to the northeast and being ripped apart by a frontal boundary, getting picked up by that front and carried off to the northeast. And the National Hurricane Center has issued its last advisory on this at 11 o'clock today, with headwinds at 45 miles an hour. It's post-tropical storm Rena. Hopefully that's it. Satellite and radar imagery showing what's going on over the U.S. Well, that storm system now over Georgia and into South Carolina, bringing some rainfall there. Not much over the rest of the U.S., although a few snow showers near Toronto and just to the west of Buffalo. But this area of low pressure will continue to move off to the east and really move out of here as high pressure builds back in. But get a look at this, a huge low pressure area that continues to work very slowly off to the east now, just bringing a lot of rainfall from Washington, Oregon, all the way down into California, where they desperately need that rainfall. And some of it turning over to snow in the Lake Tahoe area. They're getting a good chance for some heavy snow there. They could see some skiing going on over the weekend. Northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, and so that'll be a little bit stronger out there in the waters. A moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature warming up, 77 degrees. UV index will be at 11 tomorrow, and the beaches will see high right around 80. Low tide upcoming 10:12, and then another one at 12:49 tomorrow. Sunset at 5:42, so just in 22 minutes. Partly cloudy, a bit cooler overnight, 65. It'll feel a little cooler with some drier air. And then the Siesta Key Classic taking place. Looks good. Partly cloudy, slightly cooler, high of 82. As I mentioned, that's a little bit cooler as a result of that weak front. And then we'll see temperatures again cool down a little bit on Monday as another cold front works its way through. Rain chances not all that high on Sunday as the front slowly moves on in, and that's at 30%. And look for a nice start to the work week. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Let's check first alert traffic. We're seeing a crash on US 41 right at the intersection with Laurel Road. So far, it doesn't seem to be impacting traffic too badly there. And if you are heading down to the interstate, heading north, we are seeing some slowdowns between the exits for State Road 70 and State Road 64. Jacqueline.
In health news tonight, new findings for a treatment that has helped millions of breast cancer survivors avoid recurrence. As ABC's Janae Norman tells us, the extension of certain drugs may be a critical step moving forward.
Mothers, sisters, wives. Breast cancer survivors take many forms, and for many, adjuvant treatments like tamoxifen and aromatase inhibitors have helped lessen the chances of recurrence. These drugs traditionally taken for 5 years following surgery and chemo. Now, a new study suggests that doctors may want to rethink this 5-year limit and suggest that women take these drugs for even longer. Researchers at Oxford University studied more than 60,000 breast cancer survivors who received tamoxifen. Doctors monitored these women to see if the cancer would return. What the researchers found, even after 5 years, these women's risk of recurrence remained. Authors of the study saying that a longer course of these adjuvant drugs may curb this risk. The drugs, however, not without their side effects, some potentially dangerous. So for breast cancer survivors, making the choice to extend the use of these drugs may or may not mean a conversation with their doctor. It may mean a critical step toward a cancer-free future. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News.
Our Undercover Illness series continues tonight with a look at dementia. It's a disorder that slowly takes away the victim's memory and changes their personality. But what causes the memory loss, and is it preventable? Doctors are providing some insight.
It's important to intervene early. If you do that, there is a chance to make changes that can help either to delay or to stave off the progression.
ABC7's Jess Dowdrick will have more on this undercover illness tonight at 6 o'clock. You'll hear from a Sarasota woman who lost her grandfather to dementia and learn what it is like to be a caregiver and discover what dementia does to the brain. Well, is clutter making you crazy? If so, don't worry. Here's some good news. You can actually improve your health by getting rid of those unnecessary items, and it's easier than you think. If you find that it's hard to get rid of things, you may become chronically distracted by it, and trying to manage it may further stress you out. So here are a few helpful tips to address the problem. Ask for some help. If you have a hard time letting go of things, get someone else to help with the decision-making process. Set some rules depending on what you are getting rid of. Set boundaries. For example, a good ground rule for deciding on clothing could be if you have not worn it in 2 years, get rid of it. Break it down. Plan on tackling one closet or one room at a time, or a category at a time. It's much less stressful if you take it one step at a time. And also have a plan. Make sure to sort your items into 3 piles, the keep, donate, and trash pile, and then follow through with that plan. Coming up, a move over Ironman. The Guinness World Record for fastest speed achieved in a body-controlled jet engine power suit has been broken. Plus, a unique dining experience that would have made Audrey Hepburn very proud.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 1-800-918-5654. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Move over Tony Stark. There's a new Iron Man in town, and he just set a world record.
He sure did. This jet suit was invented by pilot Richard Browning of England, and it features 6 gas turbines to propel him. Browning used the suit to soar into the Guinness World Record books by reaching a speed of just over 32 miles an hour while wearing the gear. Look at him go. That speed giving him the title for the fastest speed achieved in a body-controlled jet engine power suit.
Wow. Well, a creepy crawly discovery at a Kansas City museum, the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, announcing that a small grasshopper has been found embedded in a Vincent van Gogh painting. The insect was stuck in the thick paint in the lower foreground of the famed artist's olive trees painting. Van Gogh was known for painting outdoors and even penned in an 1885 letter to his brother that, quote, "I must have picked up a good 100 flies and more off of the 4 canvases that you'll be getting." The bug was found with a microscope and is not visible through casual observation, though.
But it makes the painting even more valuable. One of the first driverless shuttle buses in Las Vegas making its historic maiden voyage, but it didn't last long. About 2 hours into starting, the shuttle got into an accident. But to be fair, the driverless vehicle was not at fault in this one. The city said the electric shuttle stopped to avoid a nearby truck, and that's when the truck, grazed the front end of the shuttle. There were 8 passengers on board the bus, but no one was hurt. Police gave the truck driver a citation.
Well, now you can actually have a breakfast at Tiffany's. The luxury jewelry store is opening its first ever restaurant, the Blue Box Cafe, rightfully named, tomorrow at its flagship New York City location off 5th Avenue. The cafe is decked out in Tiffany's signature eggshell blue. The $29 fixed price breakfast includes several options, including Audrey Hepburn's famous croissant. I know a lot of people that would love to go and have an experience like that. Beautiful place.
I can't believe they haven't done it sooner.
I know.
You
I
know?
think I might have to check that out next time in New York City, right? Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, Northport police investigating a scam at a local pawn shop.
Well, you should be on the lookout for when shopping for gold to prevent some fraud. Stay with us.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Do you need a good laugh? Starting November 1st at the Players Center, everything that can go wrong does go wrong in the smash hit comedy Moon Over Buffalo. This wild Broadway series production shows what happens both on stage and off. Contact the Players at 365-2494 or at theplayers.org. The show must go on with Moon Over Buffalo.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.